It's here. My box has arrived. This is my new UV printer that I ordered from China. It's arrived today. Thanks Kaylee for being here. And yeah, let's get in the box. Let's see what's inside there and hopefully it's all okay. The box itself is pretty cool. Normally these are all screwed shut or the pinned shut and you have to bend all these things. This has just got these little toggle clamps that are riveted into the box, and there's some hinges on the back here that are riveted in as well. Plastic! And yeah, it's a cool little box. It's not super heavy duty, but it gets the job done. There it is. The main printer here. 805, I think that's the print head. I'll pull up all the specs on this and we'll talk about it a bit more later on. We've got the ink bottles. These have holes in the caps. They go on the side of the printer. Each one of these will represent one colour. I think I'm going to get some stickers. I don't know. It should have some stickers on the lids for what each one is, or it might be on the pipes that come out of the printer, so we can figure out which ink to put in each bottle. Got some extra lines with the sub-tanks on. So these are, we've called dampers or sub-tanks. These go to the print head. I think this is a spare one. Pretty sure the ones inside are already attached. And we do have some colours on the tube. Got another bag of stuff, USB cables, some chips, a syringe, a USB thumb drive. I think the software comes on that. I'm not sure. I think most of these are spare parts. It does come with my UK plug, so this is 240 volts. That's good. I was a bit worried about that. Didn't know whether it be 240 or 110. It didn't give me the option. And there's another USB stick there. I believe one of these has all the information set up on it, and the other one has the RIP software for the printer. I have a box. That's the white ink, because it has a stirrer. It just stirs. The white ink agitates it all the time to stop it blocking up, because that's the one that has the problems. I think that might be it, apart from the printer. Oh, hold on. Got some loose bits inside as well. Okay, so this is the tumbler attachment. I ordered this separately because apparently this didn't come with the printer. I had many issues. I'll go over them later on, but for now we're just going to unbox it. I believe this was coming separate with the inks that I bought separately. I had to pay separate postage for them, so I don't know why that's in this box. I'm hoping the ink's in this box as well then, but yeah. This is a rail that I think might go on the side, and all the bottles might sit in that, possibly from the pictures that I remember. Nothing else around the sides, I don't think. I'm going to repurpose all this stuff as insulation for upstairs. I might block off some of the windows to stop light coming through, because this apparently needs to be kept out of direct sunlight. So be aware of that. Right. I'm not seeing anywhere easy to grab this from. From looking at it, this side, this way, is the top of the printer. This is one side and this is the bottom. So, I think if I roll this crate over towards me and then be able to slide the printer out. Try not to get attacked by it. Okay. Think about things while you're doing it, guys. This is so easy. There we go. My theory was right. So you've got the front of your printer here, top, and obviously the bottom. So what I'm going to do, move the camera a bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this upstairs. I'm going to carry it up. I'm going to put it on the desk, and then I'm going to unwrap the rest of this. I'm going to continue the unboxing up there. Pivot! Pivot! So I got this up in the office. It's not too bad. I managed to carry it on my own. It's probably about 30 to 35 kilos, so it's not super bad. And with it being wrapped like this, I managed to hold it at the back and underneath, and I have my chest on here. It's quite cushioned, so it weren't too bad. It was all right. So start getting in, pulling all this shrink wrap off. There is a warning on here where this orange bubble wrap is. It says ink tube, open carefully. So obviously do not use a knife around there. I wouldn't use a knife anyway, if you can help it. This stuff, you can just rip with your hand and take it off a bit at a time. It's not worth the risk of using a knife to do it a bit quicker. There we go, unwrapped. Obviously there's some foam inserts here to stop things moving around. Protective layer on here. This does have the vacuum bed, which is what these tiny little holes are. Not sure what button does what yet, but yeah, that cable tied onto there. So, oh, there's a switch down there, vacuum switch. There you go. Another piece of cable tied onto the back. So I will get a knife or some scissors. I'll cut these cable ties off. I'll pull all that out. Undo all this here. Some cable ties on the inside, some more foam. I'll get all that off, and then I'll come back to you because there is. That cable tie goes around this, which is the height sensor, bottom marker for it. Right, moment of truth. Always make sure your emergency stop is switched off. When it comes, it's probably been pressed down like that. Just turn it, it'll pop up, and then it should be good to go. On the back on this side, there's 3 switches. One is the power switch, the 2 control the way the printer works. I'll go through that at another time, but for now let's just flick it on, see if it comes on. There's noise and movement. Okay, so I think that whirring noise is it trying to pull ink through the lines, because there's no ink in there. I don't want that pump to die out, because I'm assuming, because this is so cheap, the ink or even the water pump, the liquid that's pumping through it will act as the coolant for that pump. So good news is it turns on. When I get some ink, we'll fill up the ink lines, we'll prime everything, we'll give it a test, and hopefully everything just works. So yeah, I'll see you in that video. Okay, so the ink came a couple of days later. I topped all of the containers up, and this was the first test print. This is the first print that it suggests you do, and it's the block colour flag with the white underneath. So I've done this on clear so I can flip it over and I can see what the white is. I will go through the full setup and how to use the software. It was just, I wanted to get this out of the box, get it set up, and get it working. I've had this printer for about a week now. I've learned quite a lot of things on how to use it and some of the mistakes and hurdles that you need to get over. Some things that are going to trip you up on the way, so I will go through that in the next video. Hopefully you've enjoyed this unboxing. Hopefully you want to follow me along with it on this journey and see how this printer works and what it's really capable of. We will push it to its limits. I will push it past its limits. Hopefully not break it, but that's what the testing's all about. I want to test on everything. I want to do all kinds of weird things. If you've got any suggestions on what I should be trying with it, let me know in the comments down below. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, follow along, because I will be talking about all the different ways you can use this printer, all the problems I come up with, and all of the solutions I come up with. The solutions are probably what you're going to be hanging around for more than anything, especially if you have one of these. These are cheap, and they're cheap for a reason. Something's going to go wrong, and when it does, I'll figure it out, and I will teach you guys how to fix it. So for now, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Watch this print come out, and thank you. I'll see you next time. Oh.
That's why it's so lovely.
Maybe I should have put the vacuum better.
Oh, it moved it.
I thought I put the sticky side down as well though.
Oh, you print on anything.
That is cured. Nice and dry. Solid white on the back. Need some acetone for this. It's not cured down the side.